My name's Wayne Cartmel. I'm founder of My New Term. So, My New Term is an education technology business. We're based in the UK, in Bedfordshire, which is just north of London. I started in 2015 was when I incorporated the company. And so we've been going, it'll be our 10th year anniversary this year. We've been fully bootstrapped to date, currently got just over 20 employees. And yeah, that's us. So effectively what we're doing is we're connecting schools and candidates directly. So we currently partner with over 4,000 schools and multi-academy trusts, all in the UK currently. That's growing quite rapidly and significantly now. And in terms of like number of applications per month, so that's candidates that are applying directly to these schools via the My New Term application. On average, we're currently looking around about sort of 35,000 applications per month. So in January to March, this period, this quarter just gone, we've done in excess of 100,000 candidates who've applied via My New Term. So before I joined Practical Founders, I was looking at a number of different things actually, and I did a lot of my reading and my podcasts were all around SaaS businesses and bootstrapping businesses. And there was a couple of business coaches that approached me actually, and I did consider kind of going down and working specifically with a business coach. But I was really looking for people like me. I realized that what I was doing was quite different, and I wanted to find people that understood, the challenges and what it actually entails bootstrapping a SaaS business and growing and scaling. So I listened to Greg's podcasts, many times, and there was lots of people that I could really relate to, and the stories I could really relate to. And then, kind of when I was going through this journey, and obviously really growing and scaling the business, I was looking for that group of people, and I found it in Practical Founders. So the groups where we meet monthly, I would almost say it's like the monthly therapy session that we all go through, and we're all sharing very different problems or things that may be going on. But the thing is, we can all relate to them. So, albeit we're in different industries and potentially in different countries and continents, there are a lot of similarities in terms of some of the issues that we're all facing. And it's just good to be able to share with people, and in particular with obviously Greg facilitating the meeting and able to share his insights. So it's just a great opportunity to really reflect and work with each other on problems that we're facing. So I've had various one-to-one meetings with Greg, and I've come with a very specific problem in terms of something where I've needed some input and some help on a particular scenario that I've come, and then we've been able to kind of just whiteboard it, and Greg's been able to kind of share different strategies and different things that I can go away and really think about, and it's just proved incredibly helpful to bounce off ideas and to have somebody of Greg's experience who's worked with hundreds and thousands of founders in a very similar situation. It's just incredibly helpful to be able to share and bounce off those ideas and come away with really practical things that I can take as the next steps. So I'd say anyone, if you're looking at potentially joining Practical Founders, one, having a software business, it doesn't matter where you're located in the world, but effectively where you are either fully bootstrapped or have only really taken minimal funding. And that's kind of your ideal traits in terms of, and you would kind of fit into that niche of, if you're maybe a couple of million in revenue, that sort of level, or growing at a certain percentage. Yeah. So that would be the kind of fit that you'd be kind of sort of saying. So I'd say if you're early stage, just not the right time for this group. You just need to be very much working on finding that fit with customers and product market fit from your product perspective. I think it's really important that you kind of focus on that. And I wouldn't have been a fit for this group for many years until we kind of got to that stage where we'd really got that product market fit and we'd really established who our customer is and what the problem is that we're really trying to solve. So I'd really make sure that you're at that level where you've got that product market fit and consistent growth that you're experiencing as a SaaS business. But then equally, if you are a business that is looking to take on, significant venture capital funding or outside funding from that perspective, again, it's just not the right field for you. And I'd suggest obviously other potential groups and to consider instead. It was quite a long time that I was listening to Red's podcasts, reading his emails, his LinkedIn messages, before I then ultimately reached out to Greg and decided this was the right time for me to join a group. And it's just been a really good experience and a really good investment of my time, where we meet every month to discuss topics and scenarios. And I also recently had the pleasure of meeting in person with Greg and a couple of the practical founders as well. And it's just great to be able to share things with peers and discuss topics that potentially you can't with other people. When you're a founder, it can be quite a lonely place at times, and it's just great to have that network and people that you can reach out to if it's helpful to do so.